Hey guys, there is absolutely nothing worse than going out buying a chainsaw after an ice storm or a windstorm and only to come out like a hero and you can't start your saw. Anyone can go into a Stihl or Husky dealership, buy a saw, but the one thing that, most of the time when you buy a saw, they don't teach you how to use it. I remember when I was younger and I was on a job site, I was just a ground guy, and there was a branch that needed to be cut. I grabbed the chainsaw. It was the first time I ever touched a chainsaw, and I picked it up and started pulling on it, and it would not start, and I felt like the biggest idiot. I had to ask how to start a chainsaw. Okay guys, you went out, you bought a saw. There's many different styles of saws. Right here, this is more the old school Stihl. It's got the choke setting. It's like a double choke setting. So you'll put it down to the bottom setting. You're gonna hear it fire over, and then you're gonna push it up to the next setting, and then once it fires up there, you're gonna hit your trigger, and you'll be running. Here's off. That's run. So once it's warm, you can just start it on run. Okay, so this is Husky style. You got your on-off switch right here. So off, on. I actually like that. This is your choke setting. Pull it out. Hear it fire over. Push it halfway or all the way in. It will run. Right here, this is like the newer style that Stihl has gone to. So you can't push it into choke without pulling the trigger. So this triangle setting, it's pretty much gonna do everything. So it's kind of dummy proof on this saw. So you're gonna pull it, it's gonna fire over, and it's gonna automatically go into the on position after. And on this saw, when you wanna turn it off, but it will automatically go back into the on position, which I like it. It's nice because you're not gonna have someone pick up the saw and try to start it after it's been running. And on a older Stihl like this, you put it to the off position. Sometimes people, they just ran the saw, turned it off, and they start pulling on it. Next thing you know, they flooded it. So this one you actually have to physically put on the on position. So the newer ones, I do like that. If you're looking to spend a lot of money on a chainsaw, the 500i is a beauty, and it's pretty much anybody be able to start this. You just prime that button 6 to 8 times and pull it about 3 times, and it will fire over no problem. Okay, so by far the easiest saw to run and start is going to be an electric saw for someone new. I would actually highly recommend them. They're decent saws. I don't use it too often because I do prefer my gas. And so you got your chain brake, turn that off. You got your safety button right here, push that in, pull the trigger. And it's actually got quite a bit of power. The only reason I don't like running these is because these batteries last a long time, and you constantly have to, kind of check your bar oil, because you can run out of bar oil before your battery runs out, and next thing you know, you're wearing down your bar and your chain. So just a heads up, if you're running electric saws, check your bar oil once in a while, because you'll run out of bar oil before the battery runs out. I'm gonna start off with the easiest one, the 500i. This saw, literally anybody could start. Just push your primer bulb 6 to 8 times, cold start, pull. Usually third pull every time. Here's the top handle. I'm gonna pull the trigger, pull it to the second choke position. Once again, these are all cold starts. So this one will automatically just start running, not like the other one. So as soon as it fires over on the top handle, it goes into the second position. So this one's the next easiest saw to start, but a lot of homeowners and people that aren't arborists don't own this saw. Even though I would say if you're a homeowner and you don't mind spending a bit of money, having this saw is very handy. Very light too. Next we got MS 460. So same thing, pull the trigger, put it down to the second position. And these are the saws that can get a little tricky for some people, because especially if you're around noise, you don't hear that first fire. You have to Once you get good at it, you can feel it fire over, or you can still hear it, but it gets a little trickier when you're around a chipper and stuff like that. That's when people stall out saws. So I want you to listen for it's just gonna hit a little bit. That noise right there. Now I pop it up to the second choke. And that's as easy as that. You just have to hear for that noise. And if you say you didn't hear that noise and you're just pulling, now when you go into the run, you flooded your saw. So if you flooded your saw, and I don't recommend this unless you're experienced, I don't recommend doing this if your saw is flooded out if you're not experienced. You can put the chain brake on, but you have to remember when you start it with the method I'm about to use, it's going to be hard on your clutch. So the way I do it, I don't have the brake on. I'll hit the trigger wide open, and once again, I don't recommend this to anybody unless you've been using chainsaws for a long time, because this could cut your leg off. So as you can see, I got it to start. You can see all the smoke come out. That was pretty heavily flooded because I kept pulling it. And that happens to people all the time. So the best way is if you flood your chainsaw, either pull the plug, clean it off, or just let your saw sit for a bit. If you're experienced, you can hold it wide open and start it. But once again, don't recommend that because you can cut your leg off. Next, we got a Husky or clone of Husky. Pull that out, make sure it's on. Pull. Okay, so that pretty much almost fired right up. Halfway. Actually, I'm gonna turn it up. And that is how you start the chainsaws. It's pretty easy. I'm gonna grab one more saw. Here we have the 066. This is a different style. So it's got your triangle. This is what the newer ones usually have. So it's got a triangle setting. So this one's not gonna have the 2 choke settings. So right here, you're gonna put it to the triangle. This is run. That's off, but it'll always go back to the run position, so you can turn it off, but you never have to worry about turning it back on because it'll flick back down to the on position. That's how a lot of the newer saws are, but I'll demonstrate this one. This saw hasn't been started in a long time, so should start. If I got any fuel in it. So just pull until it starts. Okay, and I'm gonna get a lot of comments in the video because I drop start my saws. They're gonna teach you to start it like this with it between your legs, or like this with your work boot or croc in it, hold like this, start like that. Those are all perfectly good ways. I always drop start my saws. I've been obviously using chainsaws for a long time, so I like to drop start them. It's easier. It doesn't look as, hate to say it, but girly. It looks girly when you're sitting here starting a chainsaw like this, or having to put my foot in it. I have no problem starting any chainsaw. 661. This one's got a 32-inch bar on it. No problem. And I can do the same thing with the 881. So yeah, guys, if you are having problems starting your chainsaw, it's not all that hard. But like I said in the beginning, it seemed confusing to me, especially the older style. That's what I learned on with the 2 different choke settings. You can flood a saw pretty easy, but doing the proper steps, it's very simple, and you will never flood your saw again. And if you do, taught you how to unflood it. And if you guys haven't already, at 5,000 subs, I will be giving away this Husqvarna 372 XP clone saw. It's made by Farmer Tech, or that's where they sell it. It's called Husqvarna. Full wrap handle, and it's called the G372 XP. It seems like a good saw. I have not run it yet, but I will be giving this saw away. All you got to do is hit the sub button, and at 5,000 subs, I will go live and I will randomly select one of you guys. Hopefully not too far away in the world, but we will see. And I wish you guys all the best, and yeah, hit that sub button, you'll win us all.